Welcome to the Balcony Time podcast, motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
I'm
We're
Andy.
back again.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And Josh,
Yes.
you're a fucking liar.
That's not true.
We are setting the facts straight right off the bat.
You vaped straight into the microphone.
I did not.
You did.
I did not. There's
video evidence, and we literally just watched it.
I feel like it was tampered with. It took you a minute to put it together.
Don't gaslight me, bro.
Our microphone,
God, no.
yeah, our microphone. I'll mention that in a second. Our microphone discipline has gotten better over the years. Some of us better than others.
Well, hold on. Before we get there, let's address the elephant in the room.
The
if
not
you're
a
watching the
beheading
video
video
podcast.
with just the back of Shia LaBeouf's head waiting to be.
So right after we finish Video Game Tango, we go into the Balcony Time podcast, and we were fucking with Josh's camera, and we ended up freezing the thing. So we put him in the other chair, and it was mentioned. We put Shia LaBeouf, actual friend of the show, Shia LaBeouf, into Josh's seat, and somebody from chat mentioned that it looked like a beheading video.
Got some weird energy.
It's got some weird energy, dude. So I put not a beheading video in there, and now Shia LaBeouf is. You can
Just
only
the
see
head.
the back of his head. So this is already a shit show, and I'm
in love with it.
Yeah,
I'm in love with it.
Dude,
Shia
I'm loving
debuffed.
the energy. I love the energy. So we were talking about Mater.
We were talking.
Yeah,
about
we
later.
were,
redefine the situation, Josh.
So I was reading this thread. We're talking about in cars, they're analogous to people. Mater lives in a junkyard with not just a graveyard, but what amounts to like an open fucking lich field of parts and people and bits and
I mean,
bobs.
if cars are considered part or
Right?
people,
And like just the corpses and bits and pieces of possibly, like, it's a small town. The people he knew, like, dude, that's like Mater's I don't understand how he has such a happy disposition.
Opinions. So I got strong opinions.
well, so it's right. He's right. If cars are people, then first of all, okay. So there's multiple facets to this. Okay. If cars are people, then 100% he is living in a graveyard, and a really fucked up one because they don't like bury their dead. He's just living amongst corpses. Now, I want to go back to a previous conversation that we've had before.
Are you changing the subject?
No, we're staying in Cars Land.
Because I got strong opinions about Tomato the Necromancer.
I'm bringing back the Cussy. We have to assume that if they have car graveyards, that if cars die, they probably have to be birthed.
Yeah, but they're made though. I mean,
Who makes them?
you go there and then you pick out all your the whole package, whether it's gonna have the windshield wiper in the back or the front.
What's your evidence here?
Well, I mean, like, dude, there's probably I feel like there was a scene where like Lightning McQueen's parents were like picking out his tow package or whatever, you know.
I don't know, dude.
Like, what kind of tires is he gonna have? Are those? Ooh, let's get him.
Or we've got like a Queen Ant type thing going on here.
Chat does bring up in the Pixar movie robot parents order a baby robot.
That's true, they do.
Is Cars Pixar?
I believe so.
Cars. I think Cars is DreamWorks. Or Cars is Pixar, but I think Robots is DreamWorks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So coming from someone who knows a little bit about world building, let's look at this from the angle of not assuming that the cars are humans, but that they are, like you said, analogous to humans. So the world has been defined for us that cars exist in their corpse form in a junkyard. And that doesn't seem to be a problem for anybody, right? So the question isn't that how fucked up is that, because that's coming from a very anthropocentric point of view. It's what kind of a society do the cars have that leaving the corpses of their fellow cars out to rust is considered standard practice. Now, some apologist arguments as a counter is, as a car, you don't regrow your parts. If something is rusty or broken or torn up, you get a new one, right? Your fender falls off, you get a new one.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know how these cars are animated and alive.
Not unless you're a classic car, then you're looking at getting your cousin Jimmy's hubcaps.
Exactly. So if you have the proletariat cars that are these sedan 4-door gray hatchbacks or whatever, that nobody wants the spare parts from. Clearly, you don't need to bury them. They're metal. They're not going to rot. They're not going to infect your fields. Animals are going to come eat them, right?
I mean,
how is a car going to dig up?
Car parts inevitably oxidize.
Yeah, over hundreds of years. There's so much. Okay.
I mean,
how old's the Titanic?
Dude,
and
floor,
it's been
floor
underwater?
pans can be gone through in like a matter of a few years.
Yeah.
The whole car. The whole car is what I'm saying. There are cars that have been sitting outside since World War II, and they're still fucking rusted like tanks and shit, right? So clearly they have no concern for the physical corpse of these cars, which to me means that they have such a spiritual religion around the life force of the car. What does it mean for a car to die in the world of cars? Like, it's so blasé that their corpse is laying there. Do they just like, does your friend die and you're just like, oh, he's gone.
His parts.
Just take his parts and throw the remainder in the pile? Are they that callous?
I feel like they are.
Okay. I still like the idea of Mater being some kind of a necromancer, though.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of times he's just towing like a mostly broken car down there to finish dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to the point, how are these cars made? Well, I mean, we know we have robot factory lines that can produce the cars, but those are still like monitored by humans. Do they have cars monitoring the robot arms that make the cars? Do they have a religion based around where these factories came from? Did cars spring into sentience one day and see this factory creating more of them and worship it like some kind of Titanic god? Like, what does that look like, that you just have this factory where more humans are made?
I'm pretty sure Owen Wilson just walked into a car dealership, stuck his penis into something, and went, wow.
I have a page here that says something about Rule 34, cars, film, and I can tell you now that the Cussy exists based on my research. I've seen it.
I mean, everything exists in porn form. That's just a human.
Where is the
absolutism.
Cussy? Is it in the trunk?
It's behind the license plate.
Is it? Not all cars fold down their license plate. Do you have to
The old
yank the
ones
license? Yep. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Do you have to yank off the license plate on the new ones to get at the Cussy?
I mean, listen, for a car, that's not a big deal, right? I mean, torque. It's easy.
You can't just say torque.
Yes, you can.
Chickens.
You could say you've done exhaustive research. That's true.
Does that make the
Kanula.
tailpipe the anus?
Exhaustive research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thankfully,
feel like
I
the-
don't have a motor.
It's a gas tank? Is that where the Cussy is?
That's their stomach.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's where their fuel is. That's where our fuel goes. Makes sense. It's analogous.
I mean, I don't. The question isn't where is the port. Where is the plug-in? What is the car's penis?
The battering ram I attached to the front of mine.
But all cars in this scenario, at least most of them, need to have some kind of phallus.
Yeah.
If we're going traditional male female, I mean, it could be cloaca, and they might just be
No, like
cloacaing up on
when
each
it's
other.
business time, the axle rod just.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like, yeah.
That seems.
I'm sorry, audio listeners, you
uncomfortable.
can't see what I did with my arm, but it gives you kind of
It
the
dropped it into
experience.
place.
Yeah.
Exactly. That really does look like a beheading video.
Yeah, I know it's looking real bad.
So despondent.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anytime now, those capitalist dogs are going to pay.
You also asked about if I had to play a professional sport for a week, which one would I choose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tried to get around the question by being smarmy. But I did come to the idea of like, what if every professional team, every game had to have a random citizen be on that team, and they
Like
had
an
to see
audience
play.
member, right?
Yeah,
Like a
And, I
fan
mean,
from the stands.
It could be a fan from the stands, or it could literally be, like I said, Martha from accounting who watches, like the Orange County, and she hasn't bought a new Moo in 14 years. Like, and then chat brought up like, you don't want to knock that woman over because it's clearly going to be a foul. I mean, you can't even breathe on her too hard; she's going to fall over.
Yeah.
So suddenly you got this whole game based around, we got to like try to play around Martha.
Nah, dude. If I'm the
Oh my
average
god,
Joe,
dude.
if
This
I'm the,
beheading video, he's reading from something, he's looking down, and he looks so sad.
Can you put like the Happy Sun cartoon like drawings?
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Just throw one up there. Just do a smiley face at the end of not a beheading video.
Yes.
Like colon.
Perfect.
or an exclamation
Yes.
point.
Perfect.
You know, the exclamation point makes it worse. Don't
yeah,
do
okay.
that.
An ellipses, not a beheading video. Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know if that fixed anything.
I mean, if you had to be part of like an active physical sport, if I had to play for a week and I can't get away with golf or chess or whatever, like baseball seems like the only one that's going to limit the chance of me getting severely injured.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
So
I
no
could maybe
contact.
I could be a kicker in the NFL. Like that team's going to suffer,
Yeah.
but I might survive.
I'm going to pull something trying to kick a football.
Yeah,
300
but
feet.
like the kicker is honestly like the most illegal person to fucking like slam in fucking football.
I just hurt myself.
So, I could be the punter. Like you cannot like fucking hit the punter. You just be like, I kicked it. Don't fucking hit me.
What if it's a random position on the team and you don't get to choose?
Ooh.
Like a die gets rolled.
Oh my God, dude.
Outfield, pitcher, batter, first base, or quarterback.
Honestly, I honestly feel like having to be like the shortstop on a professional baseball team might be almost as scary as being a linebacker playing football.
At that point, I might take like a random soccer position.
Yeah.
Because I'm
just
going to
don't
pass
kick it to
out
me.
from exhaustion. I'm not going to be able to run back.
Most
and
of those
forth.
guys, they fake falling down.
Yeah.
Dude, you just fake falling down and go, ah!
He looked at my knee. Oh, no.
Yeah, and then you're out for the game.
Yeah, that might work.
And
I
you might get
choose
paid.
soccer.
I mean, yeah, like
might
you
choose
get
soccer.
sponsored right then.
International listeners.
If
I
we
don't-
won, I
I
could
don't-
take off my shirt and everybody see me in my sports bra. It'd be great.
I don't want to shit on soccer, but
I do. It's a pussy sport.
you guys have to
is America.
stop allowing those pratfalls.
Yeah.
No one is. I say no one's going to take it seriously, even though the entire world besides the USA watch soccer.
true.
Stop. Come on, right? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't have to happen.
Get with it, guys.
Come on. You know.
I
better.
mean, I feel like I could also do okay at cricket, maybe.
no.
No.
For one, you
Too
don't know
many
how
rules.
the game works, and so you're going to get hit in the head because you're in the middle of a cricket
They
bonus
bounce
round.
the ball
It's
at
the
you.
only-
How fucking hard could it be?
It's the only game that can gaslight you with rules. Look up rules of cricket, and it'll be like a
Josh, how fast do you think a cricket ball travels on average?
88 miles an hour.
100.
Okay.
And
so-
it's a hard ball the size of like almost the size of a baseball.
okay.
You think you could take that?
Well, I mean, it's been a lot of years since I played baseball. But, I mean,
Can I just shoot you with a potato cannon instead?
Hit 100 miles an hour. Can we just
I bet I
bore
could
a
hit
hole
a,
through you?
like, if I got like a little time to train, I bet I could hit a 90-mile-an-hour ball. Not everybody throws a mile, like 100. Oh, I guess that is the average. Fuck.
You think you
Yeah.
could throw it over the mountain? It's
Yes.
a Napoleon Dynamite situation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I watched Napoleon Dynamite kind of recently.
Did it hold up?
I like that movie more now than I did back then.
I didn't like it at all back then.
I think I took myself too seriously in my teens. Yeah. So I was like, what is this fucking bullshit? I was into like Deadwood and stuff that was like super serious at the time. And I still am now, but I find myself taking myself less seriously and enjoying it a lot more.
To me, when I watched that movie, it felt like to me that this is the best example of like
The Midwest.
low class Midwest or northern southern living there is. And like it didn't jive with me just because it was really neat to see. I was like, I totally know like the vibe they're going for.
Yeah.
And it was kind of neat to glimpse into that. Okay, this is what it's like to be like poor in the Midwest and flyover states and whatnot. But yeah, I think I was too young to really kind of grasp a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I would like Anchorman. I think Anchorman would be the reverse for me now. I really enjoyed Anchorman when it came out. I don't think I would like it as much now. I didn't even bother watching the second one.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made a second one.
They did.
Interesting. Speaking of movies, we were going to talk about the Multivers of Madness, but Josh is just going to immediately spoil it because he really likes the cool scenes.
I mean, can we talk about it a little bit without spoiling anything?
Yes.
Okay, spoiler warning. So
I don't.
just throwing that out there.
What? No.
If you have to
of course
wink,
not.
Josh, we can't.
Nobody winked.
Bitch, I see you on on multiple. I have in my vision right now 3 monitors and you in person.
He does not.
I do. I have a monitor right here. I have Nick's
I mean, he
monitor
might
right
have
there.
all those,
a
but-
monitor right
Mine's 10
there,
seconds
and you in
behind,
person.
so he gets to see you in twice.
Yeah, I get to see it twice.
We can just talk about it.
With radio
We can
delay.
just talk about it.
How does
No
it compare
spoilers.
to your other favorite Marvel movies?
Yeah. Where would you put it in your Marvel movie loves?
Okay, so I feel like for me, the strongest. I mean, can we count? Are we counting Guardians of the Galaxy as a singles movie rather than a team up movie? 'Cause I want to break this into because obviously the best I feel like the best movies are the last two as a pair, but that's a team up movie, right?
All of the characters though came from that movie. Like you can isolate it by character.
Okay.
You know.
So I feel for me the two strongest movies of independent telling their own story, not necessarily I'm part of a team up or whatever, is Doctor Strange, the first movie, and Guardians of the Galaxy, their first movie. I feel like those are the two strongest Marvel movies.
Okay.
I would rate this right along with Thor Ragnarok, honestly.
Ooh, wow.
Because
I
that's
really like Thor Ragnarok.
Me too. That's one of my. That might be my favorite of the Marvel movies.
I really liked this movie. God, I want to spoil it so bad. Oh my God! Well, we lost Shia, guys.
It's not a beheading video, but it is a befooting video.
It's a befooting video, guys.
Well, I really like the Spider-Man movies. I would say I liked the new Doctor Strange more than I liked the new Spider-Man, and I really like the new Spider-Man. Yeah,
I liked it too. It was really good. I enjoyed the new Spider-Man.
Wow.
It just felt really cool to have a really badass character just being badass.
I did hear that one of the new Marvel games coming out is trying repeatedly, but is still repeatedly getting like a 16+ rating, even though they're trying to drop it down. So we're gonna get maybe a decently.
It's because honestly,
realistic.
the ESRB is harsher than the movie guidance board or whatever the fuck that makes the movie ratings. So for me, I already told you how I feel about it, Josh.
Yeah,
I would put it probably just above Iron Man 2.
Yeah, you like Iron Man 2 more than I do. Though.
I do.
You think it's a
I
stronger
do.
movie than I do.
I do think it's a stronger movie than you do. Now,
Like middle of the pack.
no, I'd say somewhere toward the middle, like lower middle.
Okay, under 50.
I would say
percentile?
yes,
Okay.
hovering around there. Okay, we'll call it somewhere in the 40 to 50 percentile. Well, I don't know that now that I'm thinking about that. That seems kind of generous. Okay, so the issue I view the new Doctor Strange Multivers of Madness movie as two separate movies. The experience that I had in the first half of the movie was drastically different than the experience that I had in the second half of the movie. The first half of the movie, I really didn't give a shit. It was really hard to care. I think the pacing felt off. I think the story was, okay.
I think you would care more. I mean, are you fully caught up on Universal stuff?
I have not watched. You mentioned the What Ifs.
Yeah,
I have not watched the What Ifs.
okay.
I haven't seen couple of the more. I did watch WandaVision.
Okay.
I watched Loki.
Okay.
I watched the stuff outside of the main Marvel Universe movies. The second half of the movie was fucking phenomenal. It is up there with Thor Ragnarok. But I cared so little for the first half of the movie that it was kind of hard to watch. Especially with the theater experience that we were having. My God. So we go into so let me bitch about the theater for a second, okay? So we go into what is a nearly empty theater. There's two other groups in the theater, and they're not in the same row as us, right?
Is this one of the smaller theaters they have there?
It is. It's a corner theater, one of the smaller, probably only 8 rows worth.
Multivers Madness would have gotten one of the big ones.
Yeah, you'd think so. So
it had several actually.
Well,
we were just in a later showing,
and one of several showings that was going on simultaneously. So we did just end up getting a smaller theater because of the time that we went. So we get in, and I'm like, dude, this is going to be a comfortable fucking viewing. There's probably going to be nobody to my left. There's nobody to Josh's right. Feels very isolated from everybody else. And then a family walks in of 3, like a teenage boy, prepubescent boy, probably like 8, maybe 9.
Okay.
And their mother. And that's fine. The boy's talking a little bit too much for my liking, but like he's excited to watch a Marvel movie, and I can get that. I can get behind that. That's okay. More people filter in slowly over time, but I would say no more than like 6 groups were in this movie, and we were all fairly like split, right? We did have people directly to our left, but like several seats down.
Okay. It sounded good so far.
Yeah, so far so good, right?
Seemed promising.
So the 8-year-old child that I brought up, he is chewing his popcorn so loudly that there is no way he's not doing it on absolute purpose. Like to the point where
Just mashing it.
So there is a point in the movie that in the first like 5 minutes of this movie that Mike said, this theater is entirely too loud. Like during an action scene, it fucking hurt my ears.
Oh.
I could still hear that child eating his fucking popcorn through that. And yeah, I mean, like breathing through it and just chomping as hard as he fucking can and going.
Dude, his mom probably never lets him have movie popcorn. He needed to shovel through, otherwise he couldn't get that fucking refill halfway through the movie.
Maybe.
What a rush.
So then their grandma shows up. And like, okay.
Like mid-movie?
So, like probably about 30 minutes into the movie or so.
Okay.
Maybe 20 minutes. We're past the opening sequences,
here.
right? We're starting to get to actual storyline and meat of what's happening. Mm-hmm. Grandma shows up. And Grandma is talking to the family for a good 5 fucking minutes about getting caught up and like all this shit, and audibly so. Like these are not whispers. These are like, they're just talking. They're having regular talking volume conversation. Right after Grandma shows up and they're in the middle of talking, another family shows up. And at this point, we are about 30 minutes into the movie. At this point, nobody should be showing up to the theater. You should be getting tickets for another fucking showing.
Yeah, or seeing exactly. You should be seeing the next showing.
Yeah.
Or you already been here.
Show up half an hour into a movie.
Our movie started at 8:30. These people were not in past like earlier than 9:10.
Wow.
So, I mean, granted, there were previews and all that stuff at 8:30. You know, we had like 10, 15 minutes of previews. But it's like 35 minutes, 40 minutes into this fucking movie. I can understand joining late your family. So Grandma, she's excused for joining late, not for talking and being super disruptive. But this other family shows up. Not only that, but they're standing right. So Josh is at the edge, at the last seat at the edge of the theater.
Okay.
And this family of like 4 people stands right next to him. They all bring their phones out and they're all talking amongst each other for like a good couple of minutes. And I'm like, I wonder if they think they stole we stole our seats. Are they trying to find their seating? What's happening here? They leave the theater. A few minutes later, they come back and they're now a party of like 7 or 8. A few of them sit down in the seats in front of us. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And others are still standing up and they're coming back to like next to where Josh is at. And not only are they talking, but they're multiple stories away from each other. There's like a group of 2 down like 3 rows down, and the ones just to the right of us. And they're talking to each other loud enough that they can hear each other from about 20 feet away. Yeah. So, and at the end, one of them says, "These guys stole our seats." Like loud. And Josh comes up with, "No." The funny thing is I grilled Josh for like 5 minutes about the numbering of our seats because I wanted to make sure if we were going in as individuals, because we were all in the concession stands, right?
Okay.
That everybody knew what their seats were. So I was like, okay, so he had G2 through G5 for the 4 of us. And I made him go through this. I looked at the seating table. I communicated to Mike, who was with us, and Andrew, who was with us. This is going to be your seat. This is going to be your seat. We had everything fully planned out and figured out.
It was
totally
ridiculous.
Confirmed. 4 people knew what fucking seats they were going into, which theater they were going into, and everything is like super above board.
Mm-hmm. And this old bitch is going to tell me we're in the wrong fucking seat.
And accuse us of stealing their seats. So already, like, my movie going experience is pretty poor, and the movie is not. I'm like ready to leave the theater at this point because the movie's not good so far to me. Mm-hmm. And this is the theater experience that we're getting. We watched Dune in a fully packed theater, and you could hear whispers, and you could hear regular theater sounds. Maybe some whispers. Yeah, it was quiet. And not just because it was a loud movie, because this movie was ear-piercing.
Oh, my God. And then there was the dude that was vaping.
Yeah, there was the guy that was vaping.
in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Like full-on coal rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, vaping like we would.
That's when you get your fucking money back, or at least a rain ticket to see
I was
it
pretty
again.
fucking tempted, but I didn't want to shit on everybody's parade because everybody else seemed to be kind of into the movie. So.
Once I saw that dude vaping, I also started weed vaping.
It's true.
So I was like, okay, fuck it. If it's that kind of movie, I'm in. Whatever.
And some of us were asking for the weed vape, and so we took advantage, I guess, of the shitty crowd that we had joining us. But
I'd love to get heckled by somebody in movie theater because, like, you have every right to heckle back.
oh yeah,
Well, I mean,
Like, especially if you know you're in the right seat.
I said, no, we did not.
yep.
And
No,
like
you
you
didn't
said
say
you stole
you
my
didn't say
seat.
that. You just said no.
Yeah, no, I did say loudly.
Hey, that's
no.
all you need
No.
to do.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just no.
I might just say, shut up, I'm watching the movie.
yeah,
Like,
Andrew,
what are they going to
Andrew
do?
did
The
tell
thing-
Grandma, it's like, fucking sit down.
Yeah, because 80% of the theater is fucking empty. Sit anywhere you fucking want. You're
Yeah.
40 minutes late. Do you think people are coming in still?
Yeah, you
it's
sit
just
where
you,
you
you
want.
rude piece of shit.
Hey, quiet. Movie's playing. Come on. What year is it?
And we yelled at another couple that was talking way too much, and yeah, it was a bad theater experience for the first probably hour of the film. Then I started to sink in. Everything was good.
Yeah.
There is a specific scene that I won't spoil, but there's a specific scene that happens that got me in. I was
I think
into this movie.
I think I know which scene it is.
Yeah.
And it's the one I really want to talk about.
Yeah, I know you sure
Don't
do.
get to. We'll mute your
We can
mic.
talk about that amongst ourselves. We won't spoil that for our listeners.
Very good.
But yeah, I was.
When I'm watching something, and this isn't normal, I've learned that, but I am 100% engrossed. Like if I'm sitting there watching a TV show or movie and someone comes in the door, like comes home or asks me a question, I will try to immediately pause it. And if I miss a single line of dialogue and I don't know what they said, I will rewind it and watch it again. I want to see every second of the thing I'm watching, especially if I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I gave something literally 100% of my attention.
Yeah, like I never listen
That's
to
why
TV
you like
in
all
the
movies.
background. Yeah, I mean, you know, if there's like I go to your house and you've got like shows in the background, that's fine. But like I'm not going to pay attention to them because I do not have the opportunity to give them 100% of my attention.
I don't give anything 100% of my attention, Doug.
Yeah, it's probably the ADD I have. Like if I'm doing a thing, just zoom in, focus in. That's what I'm doing. And every time I get interrupted, especially watching, oh God, like God forbid, Game of Thrones or like The Expanse, I got interrupted so much. The Expanse. If I get an interrupt for like 1 second, I will rewind, even if it's just like a facial expression I missed because it's that important to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the other day I rewound a thing because I was like, oh, what the fuck is, wow, God damn it. I don't understand what's happening. And so I rewound, like I'll do it sometimes, but a lot of times, excuse me.
Dying.
My favorite form of TV to watch is sitcoms or reality TV. So sometimes I'll have to rewind Survivor because I'll miss a juicy piece of hot goss.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Have you been watching the new Love Island?
No.
I hear it's really fucking good.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to give that a fucking
Like
watch.
1970s Love Island?
No, like Love Island. So Love Island, that's the British one, right?
I don't know. My context for Love Island is that it's really fucking good this season.
So that's okay. That's kind of hard to believe because they recently had to make a lot of changes to the show because not one. If it's the same show I'm thinking of, I think it's Love Island.
Aired
not
for
one,
two series
not
in
two.
05 and 06 and then brought it back in 2020.
I think 3 people killed themselves. Over that show.
Controversy, suicides.
Bam.
Yeah.
So when they
One of them was
changed
the
the
host.
rules, a lot of the times, one of the guys said it's like getting PETA to run a bear fight. They'll do it, but no one's gonna enjoy watching it.
Oh man.
It was how the new show was being described. So I find it hard to believe that it's entertaining, but
Yeah, pressures of reality TV.
Wow.
A host two of the contestants and one of the contestants' boyfriends. Yeah.
I've also been kind of intrigued by the I think it's the wives of, fuck, what is that?
North
It
Carolina.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you finish that sentence with, unless it's like Nyarlathotep. I'm not going to be fucking into it.
It's a show that I keep hearing about on like podcasts and stuff that I watch kind of weekly. And they're talking about how these like there's like wives of, there was a really prolific attorney. He represented OJ.
Kardashian?
I don't know who it is, right?
Okay.
And I don't remember the show, but apparently he got caught defrauding like all of his clients for like multi-millions of dollars and has recently gone to jail. And recently, like,
It's got to be the guy that Travolta played.
maybe, but
The Divide?
no, shit.
I'm trying to look up OJ attorney show. I have no idea.
Wife Divide.
The Wife Divide.
Anyways, I'll do more research and I'll bring it up again later. But it's these like super rich wives, and they're going through all the drama of like the wife having to like try and hide evidence and trying to keep her riches and shit. Yeah, that sounds interesting at least.
Sarah has been watching The Great on
Gatsby?
is it on? No, it's about Catherine the Great of Russia.
Oh.
It's on Hulu. And it's like a funny Game of Thrones. I've only
Okay.
seen a handful of episodes, but like every 5 minutes I'm laughing out loud. I don't know. I mean, clearly it's not going to be entirely historically accurate, but the show is a fucking riot. Like, I love the humor they have on this show. As Catherine the Great essentially is like taking over Russia from Peter, I think, right? Yes. And
One of them.
yeah, one of the many Peters.
And like the thing is, she was a German princess and brought in, and like that guy was such a fucking shitty czar. They're like, yeah, fuck him. Let's go with this gal.
Yeah.
She
Josh, if you haven't seen the show, you need to watch it, because not only is it like historical enough that it's interesting, it's so goddamn funny.
I saw some previews of it, and it caused a nose wrinkle, honestly. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that, but
Yeah, I'll see if I can look up a couple scenes that don't require context. But like, I don't want to spoil shit, but like, Peter is, how to describe him? He's like,
if he's anything like the historical Peter, he should be a bit of a dunce and
well, not only is it
like
dunce,
a proud boy.
he's
but
like if
super weak.
Steve Carell from The Office was like a horny, sexy bard. So he's a
That
dunce,
kinda tracks,
but also
yeah.
this horny, sexy guy, and his dick keeps getting himself into fucking fucked up situations, and it's fantastic. I'd recommend you just check it out, because I know that if you're like it, you're going to want to watch it. Do you have Hulu?
I do.
Okay.
Imagine not only like your birth, but your right to be in charge and better than people was God given and like divinely ordained.
Yeah, and they go over that in the first season, as like Catherine comes in and starts fucking with the church, saying like, fuck you. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they have this Rasputin-esque figure. I think it's Grigor Dymov, and he's trying to be celibate, but he's just extremely fucking horny, and he keeps messing with it. It's very, very funny. Very, very sexual show. There's tits. There's a lot of sex. But it's just, I don't know. It's rare I see a show where somebody will just say a line and I just unconsciously burst out laughing at how clever and witty it is. But yeah, it's worth checking out. I might actually sit down and watch it front to back. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Sarah and I were kind of watching Euphoria. I think Euphoria is worth watching, if only, like if there was only a single reason to watch it, the cinematography of that show is
It's a good show. It's a good show.
The show is good as well, which is fantastic.
It's a fucking intense show, dude.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I imagine, like, if you have any kind of substance, like abuse problems or history or whatnot, like, it's going to be really intense. But, yeah, it's an adaptation, apparently, from a British show. So you can actually go check that out. It is the American version is of course a bit different. I don't want to spoil anything on the British version, but I know how that one ends too. Anyway,
Look at me. I've been watching Trailer Park Boys. It's fucking awesome. I love the shit out of it. It is.
I had because we watched it as teens or late 20s. I assumed you were there watching it with us, but apparently you didn't. And you still haven't seen it yet. So yeah,
I highly recommend it. If you want some of the best one-liners,
pull up some fucking clips and show Josh after the podcast.
It is like an infinitely quotable show. Everything that Ricky says is fucking funny as shit.
Rocket appliances.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. Leahy, Mr. Leahy, one of the show's main characters,
the manager for the park. Yeah.
Everything's a shit something.
It's a shit
when he's
storm
drunk.
filled with shit tornadoes up in the shit creek.
Oh my God, it's so fucking funny. He talks about shit plates and how we're gonna have shit tectonics and shit quakes, and it's a fucking. The escalation is awesome. The format is like they almost redo the format every season. Usually the first episode of the season is them getting out of jail, and the last episode of the season is how they go to jail. And it's fucking funny as shit. It's really good. Now, we have some upcoming shows, dude.
Oh.
So
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
True.
Guess what comes out on the same day?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Stranger Things season 4, motherfucker.
Oh, I haven't even seen season 3.
Stranger. Okay, that does. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Does it compare to the Kenobi?
Stranger Things for me is way above Obi-Wan.
Josh is taking a
it's been an amazing show all the way through so far, and Obi-Wan is kind of like the only proof that we have that Obi-Wan is going to be good is Mando and the Book of Boba Fett. So
and Ewan McGregor.
Fair. I'll give you that. That is fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay. Who?
That is fair.
It's gonna, dude. No.
Do not jinx it for Josh. He'll explode.
I'm not trying to jinx it for Josh.
I'm telling you, dude.
Listen,
it's
dude.
Gonna be, it's.
I want it to be fucking good. But you know what? You know what didn't fucking remove any fear from me is the fucking trailer. It looks fine.
That trailer looked great. What are you talking about? Oh, what the fuck, bro? That trailer
looked like episode 2.
Eat 2 dicks, bro. Call me in the morning. Had some fucking sense knocked into you.
Listen, dude, I love Star Wars. Even like the new movies, I thought
looks good.
Episode 7, I thought was really good. Episode 8 sucked a bag of dicks, and episode 9 was fine. It was fine.
9 was the worst by far.
Over 8?
No,
8 where was the majority of the movie is them trying to save alien horses.
Yeah, that one was
8's the worst.
Really bad because they tried to make it bad on purpose. But 9 was like the last hurrah.
9 was a good try that
they actually tried to make like a decent movie, and it was awful.
So the new Star Wars trilogy took what I call the hero's method or the hero's approach.
Oh my God! Please do not save the cheerleader.
Where it steadily got worse, so you just didn't give a fuck, and you were just grateful it was over. So while 9 was, yes, a slightly better movie than 8, at the end, it was only better because you were grateful because you knew the trilogy is ended, because that means 3. And they made 3 movies, so there's nothing else they can do to me.
Bro, when Palpatine dropped the base.
So if A New Hope was a pet cat, and then Empire Strikes Back was like every pet you've ever wanted, then episode 7 was just another cat.
Episode 7 was just another cat.
It was the same cat, just a little with some new paint on it.
Episode 8 was...
they're like, here's a kitty, and you open the box and there's a landmine in it. And they're like, haha, you thought it was a kitty. Subverted your expectations.
No, episode 8 was accidentally stepping on a slug.
But they told you it was a cat.
But
the whole idea is they're trying to subvert your expectations.
No. They said there's a cat. You didn't get to see the cat.
They implied the cat.
You didn't get to see the cat. But you still somehow found the cat shit.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of cat shit, but you don't see a cat.
And then episode 9, they're like, okay, we're really going to give you a cat. And then it's just like an old hand-me-down plushie from Goodwill that might be a dog. You're not sure. You're like,
No.
Good try.
It was a raccoon that had mange.
Kind of looks like a cat.
So kind of fun until you suffer the consequences.
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that.
Until the knife lines up with the Death Star.
However, boy, Kenobi, let me tell you.
Josh needs this to be good.
I don't trust Star Wars. I don't trust Disney.
It will be good.
Josh has got a lot of trust.
This is the series you're looking for.
He talked about Rockstar remakes during the first half after playing the fucking definitive.
I know he's got battered wife syndrome.
He really does.
100%.
Well,
You are the battered wife of Star Wars.
You know, they have all my CDs. Okay, like
over.
well, I've invested a lot of time and energy into this relationship. I need to make it work.
Yeah.
I need to make it work.
That's the most toxic thing of all time. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. I've spent too much time in this relationship to give up on it now. That's the worst excuse for staying in a relationship of all time.
Cost.
I'm just
it'll
saying.
pay off.
It's
right?
going to.
We're
Kenobi's going to be great.
How do the hippies do it? You send vibes out
Kenobi.
in the space. We're sending good vibes.
Yeah.
Roughly 440 hertz, right? That off key A.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And
what Star Wars show I want to see? General Grievous getting his lightsabers.
Dude, I'll watch Grievous all day.
Grievous is only cool for two reasons. One, he shows up and he looks like a badass. And two, all the made up canon shit around him coming from the cartoons.
He's pretty cool.
He's really cool. The thing is that if you haven't read the comics and you haven't seen the cartoons, Grievous is this four-armed badass that shows up then dies.
Fair enough.
Like he's the Boba Fett of the Phantom Menace prequels. Right.
Yeah, and Boba Fett shows suck.
He is really fucking cool because they developed a side canon around him. But in the movie itself, you're like, whoa, that guy's crazy. He's got 4 lightsabers. And then like 20 minutes later, he's dead. Right.
Boba Fett.
No, do not come to the defense of Boba Fett. We're going to fight.
Yeah. What?
Someone has to.
Duck.
Now, Boba Fett had perfectly acceptable parts.
What you like a bumper? A fender? What are you talking about?
No, like I'm just saying, like the stuff where he was with the Tusken Raiders, that was compelling. It was
You're talking about the
interesting.
news show.
I disagree 100%.
It was good. It was good stuff. Then, I mean,
That was their attempt at character development, and they didn't develop him as a character.
there was the drastic mistake of the Space Faggio scooter. That little guy.
That was
with
one
its
of
40 million. It was a drastic mistake. Okay. But once Mando showed up, let me tell you, it turned right the fuck around. Those last few episodes with Mando, that was pretty good. I enjoyed them.
So what I've gotten from you, something happened with Boba Fett and Tusken Raiders. It was good, and everything else sucked until Mando came, and the show no longer about Boba Fett is now
there
good.
was that one bad. There was that one really really bad episode. There was that one really bad episode.
I saw roughly 20 minutes
first
of the
3
show
episodes.
at all, and it was the clips that Russ showed me that started with the Fagios and went on to the droids. Every cut to the next scene was worse than the one before.
I just want to make it clear that when you guys say Fagios, you're talking about fucking scooters.
Yes,
Because those aren't real. Those are from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call them.
I want to give them some fucking context.
Vespas? Space Vespas.
It sounds like we're just really fucking like we're
it's a
raging
homophobe
homophobes
from GTA.
This is not a beheading video.
This is an ongoing problem that we've had talking about this because we call them Fagios in everything that we ever talk about.
Well, it's because
and with no context, we just sound like
does it not remind you of like running to the scooter playing?
It
GTA?
100% does, but for those that haven't
I
played
legitimately
GTA,
forgot that
That's
they're
like-
not
yeah.
called Fagios.
I have to throw that out there.
Vespas is
Space
the word.
Vespas is the
Space Vespa.
Space Vespa,
Which is literally what they are. They are Vespas.
So, I'm willing to forgive them what they've done.
I know, Adam. It makes it worse. It's the Fagio, but yeah.
It's Sabre.
The Fascio.
Yeah.
It's not how it's spelled.
Damn Italians. Damn video game Italians.
We do got to wrap up soon. So anything else we want to talk about?
I do have a thing.
I do too.
Okay. Josh.
Do not spoil Multiverse.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna spoil Multiverse. I promise.
Okay.
I see you finger on the mute button. It's not happening.
He's ready. Trust but verify, right?
That's fair. So I was at work today, as I am most days. But I was interviewing for a couple of new positions today. And so the first interview...
Excited.
The first interview, it goes off. All right, the lady seems okay. I mean, she lives pretty, like, close by to the workplace, so I like that in case there's, whenever I can call her in. But, I mean, from a small podunk town, so I don't know. Seemed all right. Whatever. It was fine. So I'm going out and I'm vaping out at the top of my work, and I asked Elena about this other cat that's coming in. He's dropped off his resume, and it's like, it seems extensive. He's got some improv and some like theater kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, could work out. And Elena's like, well, I mean, go talk to Bailey. She met him, and so I go up to Bailey and I'm like, hey Bailey, Elena says you met this cat. What do you think? And he's like, well, she's like, well, he's a lot. Seems like someone Elena would hire. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fair enough. Does he seem like someone I would hire? I mean, it's like, oh, no, not at all. And I was like, oh, that fun. So I meet this guy, and he's perfectly friendly. I think he's going to do all right as a tour guide, because you need to have a little bit of weird if you're going to be a tour guide where I work. But I'm down in the gift shop, and someone's like, something smells like pumpkins in here. Fresh sliced pumpkins. I was like, oh, that's me.
Okay.
Just messing around, right? And so Elena leans over, because she's literally standing right next to me, and she goes, no, that's not you, but you smell fucking delicious. And this is, my boss, but like we have a friendly relationship, so it's not weird or suable. It's not weird. But it got weird. It took a weird turn. This new guy, we're gonna call him Carl. Carl hears her comment, you smell fucking delicious. And like I see him coming from the other side. He's on the other side of the room.
Oh no. He's going to do it.
I see him coming, and I look over at him, and like we make eye contact while he's still a few feet away, and I give him like the blinks.
Yeah.
Like,
are you actually
doing this? And he comes in and he goes, she's right. Oh. And then walks away.
It walks away.
It just walked away.
Dude, he's asserting dominance.
A little bit. I felt like, did I like the compliment? Sure. But boy, was that was fucking, like, because I gave him the, no.
Please
like,
don't.
Like, your flight's down while this is happening. Please stop. Ah!
Well, that's really uncomfortable.
Yeah. And
total stranger coming up and just getting their nose up in your clavicle.
So needless to say, she hired him after he smelled me. So my new employee has already smelled me.
Wow. Okay.
Should I smell him back? I missed my opportunity today, but I will have another one on Friday.
The answer is yes.
At all.
Yes, do it. Do it immediately. Do it the first thing you see him next time before you hear anything he has to say. Smell him.
Should I smell him more aggressively than he smelled me?
100%. You should grab his shirt.
You should have context for it. Because
So
if you just go up there and just like spitefully smell him,
and like just
he's going to win.
Earth Daughter says no. Okay. Welcome Earth Daughter to the chat.
Yeah. Don't smell him.
Thank you, Earth Daughter. I appreciate it.
You need to think of something clever to do back to him.
But yeah, like, he came right up and smelled me right off the bat. Like, it was weird.
And I'm going to tell you to do something always when it doesn't inconvenience me, so.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think Earth Daughter is giving more sound advice.
Definitely. Do the opposite of what I say.
It's the sane, safe thing to do.
Yeah.
However, you are a manager.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't smell that person back.
Yeah.
Or assert your dominance.
In a very risky situation.
Listen, what you have to do is you have to show him who is the tough guy in the yard. You've got to beat him up. He's got
Prison rules?
Prison rules.
Oh, shit.
He's got to take his lumps.
Oh, it's creepy, Earth Daughter. That sucks. What you can do is next time he's doing a tour.
Oh yeah, that's super weird. If Earth
Yeah,
Daughter.
yeah. No, like, I mean, he made eye contact with, I don't know if you heard the whole story, Earth Daughter there.
Walked halfway across the room.
But he came across the room and made eye contact with me while he did it. So, I mean, he let me know it was coming, I guess.
So here's what you do. See if he strikes out again. If he does something else weird, and here's how you get him back. The next time he goes on tour and he's giving a tour to everybody, right? You tell the crowd
That he has herpes.
he's going to be your tour guide. He's great. He's new. Give him some slack. Just be aware he will try to smell you. And then don't laugh. Like, don't play it off as a joke. So he has to do the whole tour, but only do that if he strikes out again, right? He doesn't deserve that for one fuck up.
Oof, boy, that's a toughie. I like it, though. I like it.
I say, you smell him, and if you can't describe him as delicious, you
cough
fire
on
his
them.
ass.
Andy's going nuclear here.
Earth Daughter's bringing the heat. I'm just going to cough on him.
Yeah, if he comes in for a smell again, just cough vaguely.
Or
in his
sneeze.
direction.
I could just
yeah.
sneeze right, like just both barrels.
Threaten his family.
Find
That's-
out when
I
his
mean,
bathroom break is and go.
Honestly,
use it before him.
that really speaks to the Englishman in me, like my English ancestry. Oh, all right, threaten his family.
Move into his house.
Take over his life.
Yeah.
Turn his life into a Kafkaesque nightmare.
So, did you have a thing to talk about, Andy?
Yeah, we were in the middle of talking about TV shows, and then you freaked out about the Book of Boba Fett.
No, I didn't.
About Obi-Wan.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, no. You were making
Gaslighter.
some we can roll it back.
We
Roll
can.
back the tape.
Roll back the tape.
And all I said was I'm more excited about Stranger Things than Obi-Wan.
It's because you're wrong.
And you lost it.
No, it's because
You got visibly red.
I did not.
We'll roll it back.
You did the hand thing. You're like,
you know,
You were calming your inner rage visibly and audibly.
gotten really good at it.
You did a lot of.
it's because you're wrong, and I'm tolerating you being wrong.
he's being very tolerant. This is
Thank
Josh
you.
at his most tolerant.
I know it is.
Proud
just
of his
don't-
progress.
But what I'm saying is facts.
Your
That's what he
opinions
did.
aren't facts.
That's what he did.
Anyway,
No, I didn't say my opinion was facts. That's what he did. Anyways, so not only that, but we have The Boys coming June 3rd. Like, literally all this stuff is coming within 2 weeks, man.
That is, I am excited about Stranger Things 4.
Yeah. Better Call Saul is doing its last episode of the last episode of the first half of the season next week. And I'm looking really fucking forward to that because they had a setup episode this week. Very, very juicy.
I need to watch Better Call Saul. I haven't
Yeah, you
really
do.
watched any of that. I mean, I love Breaking Bad. It's quite possibly the best TV show ever made.
Yeah.
I really need to watch Better Call Saul because from everything I'm reading, they're like Breaking Bad set the pace and the scene for the show that is Better Call Saul. Like
Yes.
this is the show that defines the universe that they're in.
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't be what it is without Breaking Bad.
Yes.
But like because Breaking Bad was there, they were able to do this fantastic thing.
100%.
What is it on?
AMC Netflix puts it up.
Okay.
But it's only Netflix Europe that gets the new episodes. It won't be until the end of the season.
I've seen the pilot. That's all I've seen.
Okay,
so.
yeah. The pilot is not the best
5
thing to judge it on.
seasons into it?
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
And
Wow.
it's going to be, I think, a 16 episode season. So
And this is the midpoint break, right?
yeah, so they're doing episode 8 next week, and then they'll be gone for June, but they come back in July. So the break is short.
That is a pretty short break. Fuck.
Ozark just wrapped up.
I need to start watching Ozarks again, bro.
Ozark, much like Breaking Bad. I mean, there's similarities between the two shows, like aplenty. But including the way they ended it, it's just good. It's a good ending.
It's all you can ask for nowadays.
Yeah.
Sometimes endings are just. Ugh.
Well, I mean, there's no such thing as a happy ending, right? I mean, ending is just that, an ending. So as long as they, it's thought out and it keeps with the story and the theme and it doesn't seem just fucking like bullshit. Sometimes it's sad for shit to end and you just want it to keep on fucking going.
Think about this, bro. Next week, there is the mid-season finale of Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
There's new Stranger Things. There's Obi-Wan.
We should have started with that one, but okay.
There's, well, you're going to hate the next one is Halo. There's more hate watching of Halo to happen.
Okay, so that show, boy howdy.
We can't get into that. We've talked about that at pretty at length.
I know,
before,
but dude, that fight scene where like Master Cheeks in his fucking onesie takes on two Spartans equally trained as he is in nuclear powered armor and is like, well, I'm giving as good as I'm getting.
Plot armor.
At this point, all that the Mjolnir system is doing is giving them really thick armor, and that's about it. I mean, clearly it does nothing else.
Of heat rash.
Yeah.
Can't even dig a hole with it.
I know, it's a garbage show.
We out of time?
We are out of time. We were out of time about 20 minutes ago.
Okay, it's good. Real quick for some of the newcomers in chat, you came in at a bad time, but we will be back next Wednesday. Our streaming format is we start usually about 8 o'clock and shoot the shit with chat for a while, and then we record 2 separate podcasts. The first one's about an hour about video game news, there's a little bit of a break, and then we do this one, which is us just talking about our opinions and ranting about things we like and dislike. And yeah, we usually run till 10, 11, midnight.
We usually run till about midnight. Yeah.
About midnight. So yeah, but from about 8
that's
to
all
midnight,
Pacific time.
We're here, yeah, Pacific time, GMT -8, I believe.
Yep.
Every Wednesday. And when do the podcasts go up themselves if you want the audio versions?
If you want the audio or the VOD versions, thank you, Earth Daughter, for following. If you want the recorded audio or video versions, they will be up respectively on Friday and Mondays. You get Video Game Tango Friday mornings, and then the Balcony Time segment of the podcast on Monday mornings. Available to you fucking everywhere. So we're on YouTube for the VOD. We leave our VODs up on Twitch. Those stay up for 2 weeks. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, literally every platform that you can think of, except for iHeartRadio, because fuck those guys. They didn't take our submission.
Oh,
yeah,
rude.
Cocksuckers. Yeah, bad guys.
Well, the next time I go to Portland, I'm going to pee on their building.
True facts. Do it. But yeah, we're fucking everywhere. So you can listen to us, watch us everywhere. Wednesdays for the live, Fridays for Video Game Tango, Mondays for Balcony Time.
Good days.
Thank you for the follow.
That said, I think we got to wrap it up, boys.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I've enjoyed myself.
Same.
Indeed.
Same.
It's fun getting kind of back to
I kind of like the new
some
format.
discussion. Yeah,
Forward to more of it.
it's a good time. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday, Friday,
Manana.
Monday.
Yes.